Welcome to my channel and my new home in Wisconsin. My name is Kelsey from the blog westmanacademyhomeschool.com, and we have officially moved into our 1850s farmhouse. We moved from Kansas to Wisconsin, and in today's video I'm going to take you around our new property and show you a few days of homemaking here in our new place. This area in the front is my absolute favorite, although it does need a decent amount of work. I don't want to cover up the stone because I really love that. I love that all of the country houses here do have stone foundations, but cleaning up the flower bed, adding some flowers, our own personal touches, I'm so excited to make this house our home. We have this really cute stone cottage. I'm super excited about it. Not sure what I want to do with it yet, but all in due time. Then we have a milk barn, which I'm very excited about. And here is the front of our house. Definitely needs a little bit of love to it. I want to repaint the front porch, add lots of flowers, but I am so excited to get started. I've been focusing on the inside, but all in due time, we are going to get this house exactly or closely to how we want it. I know it's a never-ending process. There's always changes to be made, but I'm very excited for getting started. I'm also super excited to have a clothesline. I know that many people are probably over them, but I'm super pumped. Although there are many things that I want and plan to do to this home, this is the first space that my mom and I put together, made semi-orderly. My husband actually put in that light fixture and the one in the dining room right away. I must admit, I have been slacking in my homemaking skills. Things have been a mess. I have not been making food from scratch, but I am so excited that I am finally getting this home organized and made our own so that I can jump back on that bandwagon. My husband and I really wanted a property with lots of land so that we could have a big garden and create organic food, both on the meat side and on the fruits and vegetable side. So we're very excited that these are here, and surprisingly the first thing that I make is mulberry jelly. So something I have never done before. If you have tips for making jelly, please let me know. I am not making really a how-to video, just a come along with me. So my daughter is eating cereal. Again, I have not been the best at making things from scratch, but I am trying to get this home in order and I am loving every moment of doing it. So we came to explore the little berries on this tree, and we already found out that now we have grapes, which I'm super excited about. We have apple trees over here, and we found this beautiful mulberry tree. And my mistake, obviously, was wearing white shoes to check it out, and then we picked mulberries, so I'm all sorts of purple. But this tree was just covered with beautiful mulberries. I have never really had mulberries before, and we did some research on them, and they don't keep very well or very long, so that's why stores don't have them. They said that they last about a couple days in the fridge, so I'm going to try to make some jams or preserves with them. I'm going to use some fresh ones to make muffins. I'm just super excited because I know whoever had this whole beautiful tree and planted it, we are obviously reaping the wonderful, beautiful benefits from it. But that is the one plus. Well, one of the many pluses of living in a super, super, super old home. Our grapevines are just producing such beautiful fruits. I don't know, they're kind of hard to see. I have no experience doing anything with grapes at all, but I am very excited for it. I'm going to take this opportunity once they are ripe to make all sorts of grape everything. Grape juice, grape jelly, jams, preserves, whatever I can. So I'm going to be doing more research on grapes, mulberries, apples. We did plant apple trees at our last house, but they obviously were too young to be able to see anything, any fruits of our labor. But I'm just so excited about this. It's just so much fun to be able to have your own fresh organic fruits and vegetables. If you know anything about grapes and have any tips for me, please do let me know. If you could have seen me, I climbed up in a tree and we were shaking branches into a tarp to try to get as many mulberries as we possibly could. We handpicked them for a while and then decided shaking the tree was going to be our best bet. So there were a lot of bugs hanging around in the berries, twigs that have fallen in, leaves. So I just let the mulberries sit in some water for a few minutes and then I'm going to rinse them. I spray them with this fruit veggie spray that I got from Amazon. I will link it below if I remember, but if not, I bought it from Amazon. I'm sure it's found in other places. I sprayed that, added more mulberries, sprayed it again, added more, rinsed that, did another rinse, and then finally I looked at the mulberries and they looked clean and ready to go. So after draining them, I am just pouring them back into the initial white bowl that they were in. And then I set my scale up so that I could see how much mulberries I had. And I ended up having a little bit over 2 pounds. So the recipe that I made is for about 2 pounds of mulberries. And although my home is completely a mess and there are things that we have found that we'll need to fix and all sorts of things that have come up, both good and bad, I just love taking the moments of doing the little things like putting away the dishes, washing dishes, scooping new sugar into the canister, hanging on to your children, just reminding myself that in these quiet or not so quiet moments, that God is with you and His will and His plan for you is so big. And sometimes it just takes time, sometimes years to see it or have it completely take flight, if you will. So anytime you have some quiet moments, just remember all of the good things that God has given you and all of the good things that are still to come. I am now going to be taking 5 cups of sugar. The recipe called for 6, so definitely do 6. I did not realize how important sugar was in the jelly making factor, so I just wanted to do less sugar, and surprisingly I ended up putting 5 cups in, which I initially wasn't going to, but it does also help create a lot of the liquid, which goes into creating the 7 pints of the jelly. So I'm adding jelly. I usually do unbleached sugar. I did have a little bit of bleached sugar left from around Christmas time, and I really didn't want to waste it, so I threw it into the jam. But you will see when I add the canister, any type of sugar that looks off-white is just an organic unbleached sugar. And when I was making my husband's lemon pie, in the video, the baker was saying that if you roll lemons, it helps them to be juiced better. So that is what I was doing. I am adding juice into my cups of flour and my mulberries, and I'm just going to let those boil. Of course, it's not going to be liquidy at first, but as time allows, it will boil. At this point, actually, it boiled so much that it boiled over. So in my future clips, you will see me cleaning up that mess. Once it has come to a complete boil, I added some nutmeg, and then I took all the mulberries, put them in a cheesecloth, and pressed them to kind of strain the liquid out. I know that some people like to also can the fruit into their jelly, and that's awesome. I had so many stems and I wasn't going to sit there and pull off all of the stems, so I just wanted to press it into the juices. I put the juices back on to boil and then added the pectin and stirred that for a minute. You can take off any of the froth or foam and then just use a funnel and place them into your pint jars. This recipe allowed for 7 jellies. I will say that mine didn't set up fully. I think that I let them can for too long, which is a mistake of mine because I decided to go outside. So be careful of that. If you overcook them, your jelly or jam, I'm not really sure the difference. Please let me know if you know the difference. Didn't set up 100%, but this was my first time, so it was fairly successful. I'm going to keep working on it, and I have so many more mulberries that I'm going to be making more mulberry jelly. Oh my gosh, how many times can you say mulberry? Soon. Sometimes as I'm filming videos, I don't really have a set plan in place or the exact thing that I want to show, but moments like these, when I look back at it, just remind me of the importance of homemaking, in that it's not always beautiful, it's not always a great grand task. Sometimes it's the little things that help the home come together. So don't forget that. Anything that seems tedious or hardworking, repetitive, it's all the little things that come together to make your home a great place for your family. Again, I said it before in this video, but I was super pumped to have these clotheslines. As you can see, the clotheslines need a little bit of love, just like a few other things, or many other things in this home. But I wanted to still utilize it. There are 4 posts and 3 lines, I believe, sections of line, so I wanted to utilize them. I have these blankets that needed wash that are going to be in my living room. That's slowly coming together. We're going to have to do a lot of work, but if you stay tuned in my future videos, I am sure I will be showing you all sorts of processes, from homemaking and cleaning and routines to fixing up our home and just creating this house into the space that we can really glorify God and have this family that we homeschool and this lifestyle that we live, all to praise our Lord and Savior. My kids loved the clothesline. They've been loving all this land. We have just been having such beautiful times and days outside, finding all of little wildflowers and wild daisies, little nooks and crannies to go into. I just love it, all of the fruit and all of the things that I know the people who owned our house and the people before them and the people before them into the 1800s, how much care and love that they put into it. And that really has set up a foundation for us enjoying this home now. I know my mom would not want to be in my video, but I love her so dearly. She's so beautiful, such a sweet soul, helping us move, driving down here with us, well, with me and my kids, and just helping us turn this house into a home. I just am so grateful for her. As the day comes to a close, I am just reminded of all of the love that God has for us, and how we take that love from Him. Take that love from Him and truly pour it into others, our family, our neighbors, our friends. And that is just what I plan to continue to do in my life and in this home. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Kelsey, and I make videos on homemaking, homeschool, and creating a wholesome home.